YouTube?
We've got our best one yet for you guys. Have you ever been in somebody's Tesla and you see them do something and you're like, oh, I didn't realize my Tesla did that? Well, we got you covered in today's video. Today, we're gonna share with you the top 20 tips, tricks, and hacks to do in your Tesla to help you just get more use out of it. I guarantee you'll find some things in this video that you didn't even know your Tesla could do. We got a lot to cover. There's 20 of them. So let's jump right to it. So let's say you're parking someplace on a really big hill. Did you know that Teslas actually do have a parking brake? Some of the service center people will even tell you, no, there is not one. There actually is. To turn it on, it's very simple. All you do is you press and hold in the park button for 2 seconds, and it'll automatically turn on the parking brake. Button, hold it in for 2 seconds. 1, 2. All of a sudden it turns on your parking brake. Also, to put your car in neutral, like when you're going to a car wash. Now, I should preface this by saying you should only be going to touchless car washes with your Tesla. But if you find yourself in some crazy situation where you needed to go to one that's on a track and you have to throw your car in neutral, it's actually really easy. All you do is you depress the brake pedal and then you lightly hold down the right stalk, not all the way to drive. You do like a half click down. Hold it there for 2 seconds and then you'll see your car pop into neutral. Brake, hold it down halfway for 2 seconds and then you pop into neutral. Number 3, did you know that you can shift from reverse to park without having to wait to come to a complete stop? This one's awesome. You can be in reverse as long as you're going less than 5 miles an hour. You can just press down to shift into drive without having to wait. Let's check it out. In reverse right now. And let's say all of a sudden we want to go forward. And boom, we didn't even come to a complete stop. We just automatically shifted forward. All you do, you don't even have to take your foot off the gas pedal. Just all of a sudden the car will stop, it'll shift into gear, and then all of a sudden you'll start going forward. The same also holds true if you want to switch from going forward to backward. Forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward. Ah, that's a lot of fun.
Whew, thank God that's over. He's making me seasick.
Have you ever been driving and you turn your turn signal on and then you do a small little turn, but it's not enough to truly turn the turn signal off itself? Rather than trying to fumble around and figure out what to do, we got you covered. You put your turn signal on. Oh no, it needed to turn off. What do? All you do is you click the stalk in the same direction and it goes off. When you're in autopilot, you have multiple different options that you can do to turn autopilot off. One option is you can just jerk the steering wheel. That turns it right off. Option number 2 is you could just click up on the stalk one time and it will disengage both autopilot and adaptive cruise control. That turns it off. The next option you have is you can just simply tap on the brake pedal. And the last one is my personal favorite. It comes in handy when you're in traffic on a highway. Let's say you want to turn off the autopilot, but you don't want to disengage the adaptive cruise control. All you got to do is turn the turn signal on, and then that will turn off autopilot, but it will leave your adaptive cruise control still engaged. There goes the autopilot, but we're still on our adaptive cruise control. So have you ever been in traffic before, you throw your car in autopilot because you don't feel like dealing with the stop and go, but every time you're coming up to the stop part, you feel like your car's throwing you forward and you're stopping last minute and you're constantly looking in your rear view mirror to make sure that there's nobody coming up behind you to smack into the back of you? All you gotta do is adjust your car lengths to a longer distance and that will solve that problem. To adjust the car lengths, all you do is you go on your right hand steering button where you would normally go up and down to control your speed. To do the car lengths, all you do is left and right. Right will decrease the number of car lengths and left will increase. In order to have a really smooth stop when you're in stop and go traffic, we recommend doing a car length distance of no less than 7. Ever find yourself someplace and you're like, I really need to enter in my home address because I don't know how to get back home? Rather than go through and have to enter in your home address, all you gotta do is place your finger on the navigate bar and then swipe down and it'll automatically find your way back home.
individual lifestyle.
If you're ever looking for quick access to the more options that you get down here when you hit that arrow, you know, the calendar, the camera, your energy consumption, charging web, all that fun stuff down there, all you have to do is just tap the arrow button, swipe up, and then it will automatically bring up whatever the last item was that you were looking at. So for us, we were in the toy box. So if I go ahead and do it now, boom, it brings up the toy box. If let's say I was in energy consumption and I want to get back to it real quick, but I don't want to have to go through those extra taps, boom, energy consumption.
If you're ever in a situation where you need what's around your car recorded, you can do that in the Tesla with the Sentry mode. There are two ways to have this happen. One way to do that is you tap the horn and it will record the last 60 seconds. The second way to do that is on your infotainment system. You want to click the Sentry mode icon and then save footage. When you do that, it again records that 60 seconds of footage for you.
So this next little feature is absolutely unbelievable. First of all, I love the avatar, the car avatar that they put on the infotainment system. They put so much detail in this thing. The car that you see on your avatar is the legit exact spec of the car that you buy. So it'll be the exact same color. If you have the upgraded wheels, it'll show the wheels on there. It's unbelievable, just the little bit of detail they put into that. It's not needed, but it's a nice little touch. However, did you know with the avatar that's on there, when you brake, it will show that you're braking. However, if you're ever wondering if you have a tail light out, all you gotta do is look at your avatar. Because if you have a tail light out, that one specific tail light will not light up on there if you have a tail light out. So if you ever look down and you see your avatar with the lights lit up, but one of them is missing, that means that you got a light out.
One thing that I love about the Tesla is that the front really looks nice and it doesn't even notice that there's a glove box here. However, in order to access it, there is no normal button here. You need to go to your infotainment system and your glove box would be right here. Before you do that though, you want to come and you want to set up a PIN number because everything that's stored here from your Sentry, so you do not want anybody to access this at any point in time. So first you want to go to Safety and Security, scroll down, set your glove box PIN, and it'll prompt you to set your own PIN number for that. Once you have that PIN number, you would click glove box, enter your 4-digit PIN, and this will pop open. Just like that.
So one of my favorite features of the Tesla is the ability to send directions from your phone right to your infotainment system. I absolutely love this feature. This has come in handy so many times when we've been someplace and we're talking about it either in the house or at a hotel or at a restaurant about how we want to go someplace. We look it up on Google on our phones, we find it, and then we just send it to the car. So when we get to the car and we get in, the directions are already there. This is an amazing, amazing process. It's really simple. You go into your phone, you go into your Google Maps. Let's say I want to go to Texas Roadhouse. We have one here around us in Montgomeryville. Pops up here. All you do is you go over to the share button, you hit share, you go over and you hit your Tesla app, and then look at your screen. Boom, it pops right up on your infotainment system, and just like that, you're ready to roll.
A really cool feature that we like, because sometimes we'll have the dogs in the car or the 12-year-old might be in the car and not want to go into Wawa with us, is dog mode on the car. What that does is it keeps the controlled temperature in your car without somebody being able to get into the driver's seat and take your car and drive away. So in order to access this, you would click on the fan icon, which is your temperature, and you have these options up here. If you click on the dog option, that gives that option for the temperature to remain constant in the car while you then run into the store.
So this next one is one that comes in handy all the time if your Tesla is shared between multiple drivers. As you guys know, Michelle and I both drive our Tesla. Now it's primarily hers. She drives it on the day-to-day when she goes to work and whatnot. But a lot of times when we're going out as a family, or from time to time, she'll let me borrow it if I'm heading out someplace. But the important thing is when we're here together as a family and we're both in the car needs to be able to prioritize whose phone it should be using for Bluetooth purposes whenever you're both in the car. You can actually program your car to prioritize which phone it's always going to do. For us, because this is Michelle's car, we always want the Tesla to prioritize Michelle's phone and keep Michelle's phone connected. It's really easy to do this. All you do is you go to your infotainment screen, you hit the Bluetooth button up in the top corner, And then it brings up the list of all the devices that you have. This one is Michelle's, this one is mine. You'll see right here it has Michelle's phone highlighted, and then you just check off priority device right here. That way it will always prioritize Michelle's phone. If we wanted to switch it to mine, we would just go down to my phone, and then I would hit priority device there. Now it turns it off for her, it keeps it on for me, and it will always, when we're both in the car, it will always make sure to connect my phone for Bluetooth purposes. Now for us, we want to keep it prioritized to her, so now we're going to switch it back to her. You'll see here it's going to switch and it's going to move her back up to the top there. Right here, it's got the star letting us know that hers is priority, and now when we're both in the car, it's always going to keep her phone connected. The next tip is proper supercharging etiquette. The thing to remember is when you're at a supercharger, these supercharger stations are all numbered. There's also letters attached to them, like right down here. This is 2A right here, and then the one right next to it is 2B. Now, what that means is both of these supercharger stations are both sharing the same power source. Now these are V3 superchargers, so they're charging at 250 kilowatts per hour by themselves, but that's a combined thing. So when you pull up, if you park at 2A and there's nobody at 2B, you're gonna be pulling 250 kilowatt hours when you charge. But if you pull into 2A and there is somebody already charging at 2B, that means that that 250 kilowatt will be split between both cars that are currently charging. So if you pull into a supercharger lot that's not really packed and there's maybe only 1 or 2 cars there, don't go pulling up to the person right next to you if that supercharger is on that same A-B connection as them. Try to give yourself a space. The general rule of thumb is try to go every other car, or if there's kind of out of order and there's no easy way of going about it, take a look at the letters and the numbers that are on those superchargers and try to find one that's not currently being shared by somebody who's already there. Now obviously if you pull in and there are no options around that, then that's fine. Go ahead next to somebody and plug in. But if you pull into one and there's an option to share that power, just be courteous and pick one that isn't. Did you know that there's 4 different ways to open up a charge port? Way number 1, right on your screen. Simply hit the charge port button.
Way number 2 is right through the Tesla app. If you go to charging and then click open charge port.
Way number 3, very simple. Just press on your charge port door.
And the last one is with a Tesla charger. If you press the button as you are close to the charging port, it will open up.
If you ever run into one of those situations where your screen just kind of gets a little glitchy, just things don't seem to be acting correct on your infotainment screen, there's an easy solution to it. All you gotta do is restart it. It's same as any other technology that's out there. To restart it, it's very simple. You just grab both buttons on your steering wheel, you hold them both in at the same time, count to about 10, and then you'll see your screen go blank. Let's go ahead and show you how to do it. Both buttons right here, you press them both in, and then just watch the screen. As soon as the screen goes black, you can go ahead and let go of both buttons. It does take a minute or so for the screen and the car to reset, but you can go ahead and at that point just wait it out. Then as soon as it starts back up again, you're good to go. Now you can do this while you're driving. It's not recommended, but if all of a sudden you're in a situation where you really need that screen to reset and you can't come to a complete stop because maybe you're on the highway or something like that, you can do this while you're driving. It will not stop the car. You will still be able to drive and brake just like normal. However, regen braking, autopilot, all those features will be disabled until the system restarts. Once you see that Tesla logo pop up, that's when you know that everything is getting ready to start back up again. And there you go. So your Tesla actually has 2 12-volt outlets. Now, 12-volt outlet is basically like that cigarette adapter outlet that is normally in a car. But your car actually has 2 of them. The first one is up front. It's actually in the center console. So if you go down, it's right here. Now, currently we have our lights plugged in for our lights right there, but it's right there in the glove box. It's actually at the top, a nice, easy, convenient place for it. And then the second one is actually in the trunk, believe it or not, of all places. Let's go check it out. It's actually right back here. It's in the cubby hole on the driver's side in the trunk. Come on. Forgive the messy trunk, we have to do donations. It's actually right back here along this back wall. It is right here. You just flip it up, and there you go. That's a nice little hidden one that not many people know about.
There is a lot to set up when you first get a Tesla. One of the things that's important to set up is your door lock and window close, in my opinion. I like to know that when I get out of the car and I close the door and walk away, that my doors will automatically lock and my windows will go up. On a day like today, when it's raining, you don't have to worry, oh, did I forget to close my windows? To set this up, you want to come here to the car and click locks. In the lock setting is all your phones that are connected. So Chris's phone and my phone are connected. And when you scroll here, we have what's called the walkaway door lock on. That is that feature to be able to close the door, walk away, and your car will automatically lock. You can exclude home. We kept it on our home as well. The other option that we really like is the close windows on lock. Again, for those spotty shower days and you're at work or you're somewhere and you don't remember whether you closed your windows, this feature, as soon as you walk away and lock the doors, will automatically raise the windows in the car so you never have to worry that your car is going to get drenched.
One of the best features about the Model Y, especially if you park it in a garage, is that you have the ability to customize how high your rear hatch opens up to every time you open it up. To program it to a specific height, it's really simple. So I recommend doing this in your garage or wherever it is that you want to program it to. But all you do is you go to it and you will literally grab it and go ahead and set it to whatever height you want. So I'm going to go ahead and set ours to say about this height. You set it there, and then the button, you press and hold it in for 2 seconds, and you'll hear a chime inside the car. That's how you know it's set. So just to kind of give you the true example, if I go ahead and close this, and now I open it, it's going to open up to the normal height. Just like that. Well, if we reprogram it, let's say we want it to only open up halfway, you set it to the height, press and hold a button. There's the chime. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to close it. Now, when we open it, it's only going to open up to that height that we just set it to. Boom! Garage disasters averted. Yes, we're filming the outro in the rain. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope that you learned a few things and that you're just that much more well-versed on what your Tesla can and cannot do.
Make sure to smash that like button.
Oh, yeah.
And subscribe if you're new.
And if you're in the market to buy your own Tesla, make sure to get your free 1,000 supercharger miles. All you got to do is use a Tesla referral code. If you know somebody who has a Tesla, ask them for theirs. Use theirs so you both get 1,000 miles for free. If you don't know anybody that has a Tesla, you're more than welcome to use ours. It's down in the description below. But make sure... right in the middle. But make sure you are using a Tesla referral code to get your free 1,000 miles. Thanks as always, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you in another one.
See ya. And the last one is with the charging, what is this thing called? Don't forget the same goes true for both. One of the really cool features...
You gotta start it if you're gonna...
I was waiting for a cue.